Guys, what's up? It's Gara, and we are back with the Alarm Awakening of Soul, and we are ready to begin. So, this is video number 2, and we are going to begin with the very basic, which sometimes we fail to acknowledge, and I think by acknowledging what we are and the involvement of how we came about is the very first step in reminding ourselves of that which we are and our potential. And so I just want to touch a little bit on that, and maybe, you know, not that you guys, everybody knows the birds and the bees and how we did it and how we came and how we're here, and, you know, and our parents, and it's a little bit disgusting, but the real is that, you know, in this creation of who we are, we were, you know, we're atoms. I mean, under a microscope, when we are conceived, we're just atoms, and under a microscope, we are particles and space. A lot of space and a lot of particles just flittering around, and you know, and you can separate one from the other and put it again under the microscope, and again we are little particles in space and nothing else at that point in time. So I mean, it's amazing to me to know that, you know, that we are that you see in the mirror was nothing, you know, but at the same time was everything. So in this microscope where you see nothing and you see particles, is the shape of your eyes, was the shape of your lips, the color of your skin, the color of your hair, the height that you are, the voice that you have. You know what I mean? It's amazing to think that, you know, that the unseen, that you were the unseen and that you became the seen, you know. But for a moment, even though you were there, it was not obvious to the eye, even under a microscope, that you were there. So let's begin giving that some thought. Let's begin processing that, and really, really, really appreciating the source that is that creator, the source that is behind that. And let's also take it one step further to acknowledge that we know of what was in those particles. We know that to be what we are, and this is what we see. But what about what we don't see? What about the things that were left unexpressed to the world, so to speak, but that just lies within us? Because we, even though we are already expressed to the world, and we are a formation, and we already are the expression of that which was just space and particles, there is still some space and particles left within us that holds details in the same way that we were, you know, before we were completely expressed. So whereas, you know, those little things about us that are now seen from the world, there are still things that are left to be seen. Just because they're not seen doesn't mean it does not exist. Just like when you were not visible per se to the world, it didn't mean that you didn't exist. You were there. So let's begin to give that some thought, and really, really, really process, you know, what all of that means, and what is the potential not only of those things that are left unsaid, and that space that's left behind that we still have inside us, but the power that created it and the force behind it, that is the number one creator that we work hand in hand with, that we have a direct connection with. This person, this force, this source that creates with this powerful intent and this clear intent of what is and what is not is something that we work hand in hand with. It's something that lies within us, we have a drop of that in us. So we are going to begin to work on that space and those particles that was left for us to create our own creation with. We are going to be our own Picasso, and we are going to use that space that we have in us with the source that we have behind us to develop the things that we want to see. Okay, so I invite you to join me to the next video where we're going to be talking about the subconscious and the conscious, and how they directly relate to each other, what one does and what the other one does, and how we use them one with the other to tap into that space, to those particles that are left within us, and how to start creating and how to start seeing the things that we want to see. So I'll check you out in the next video. That will be video number 3, and it will be posted shortly. So I hope you guys enjoy, and please leave messages, please leave comments, and if there's something that you want to talk about or that you want to maybe hear me talk about, please feel free to post it up and let me know, and I will, do my best, if it's to my knowledge, to speak on it. And if you guys have something that you want to share with me, please do so, because we all learn from each other. We're all still evolving, and that is life, and that is what we are here for, and that is the overall process of spiritual growth, is to continue to grow and to share. So I'm looking forward to you guys' response, to you guys' videos, to you guys' interaction, and and all that stuff. So I'll see you guys later.